So if we are ready, it's time to roll some dice. Okay. So this is Curse of Strahd, Tormenting Workmate. Session 44, Wedding Countdown, 14 days. So I'm Dave, I'm the Dungeon Master. To the right is Lewis, who's playing Barwolf. Beneath him is Sam, who's playing Brungrik.
Hello there.
Opposite side is, so top left is Andy, who's playing Valkyn. Last but not least, Jake playing Damian. So we left it still in the Amber Temple. You were ready to leave. You'd done everything that you'd wanted to do in here. You'd vanquished the evil that you found. And while you were in the Amber Temple, you took Irina with you and left her in a little alcove to try and keep her safe. Just as you were about to leave, Rahedin turned up, and over his shoulder was the prone form of Irina. As he left through the entrance, you weren't able to capture him as he summoned this phantom steed and then rode off into the snow with a letter, with a dagger plunged into the wall, which said it was an invitation to the wedding of Irina and Strahd von Zarevich in 14 days. And then we had a dun dun dun, and then we finished. So, gentlemen, what do you want to do?
Go marching after Irina.
Kill Strahd.
Let's get this done.
I think.
We're just going to roll in and fuck him up.
Well, I think
Tonight's
we were
night.
going to. We talked about potentially going past Argynvost, though, didn't we, on the way back? Just to try and, because we've got to return the Skull of Argynvost. And then we had got potentially another hag to try and slay. We'd heard rumours because we needed to find a third crystal, but we're running a bit. We're potentially going to end up running quite tight on time. Because did you give us a rough time frame as to how long it would take us to get back to? How long it would take us to get to Gas and Ravenloft, and then also a rough time frame as it would take us if we wanted to get to Argynvost at the same time and potentially get the crystal back.
Yes. So the rough time frame, depending on how easy you're going to find it getting back in the snowstorms and the blizzards, it would take you at least 14 days to so the full 2 weeks to get back from the Amber Temple, follow the road via Argynvost Holt. Argynvost Holt is close to where this last hag was sighted, and then get back on the road to Castle Ravenloft. So you depending on how swiftly you travel, it's going to be tight, but you're possibly going to manage the three things depending on the weather.
Because do we know what the situation with the gems is? So we know that Strahd resurrected the obelisk with one of them, but do we know if because the other one was used to bring Argynvost back, wasn't it?
Yeah, we've got that one, haven't we?
Yeah, I guess my worry is we've seen what the damage 2 can do, and they're both the other two were in allegiance with Strahd. We could do with him not having another kind of thing allied to him. We need basically everything in our favour.
And Barovia needs wine. It's the only thing we've got going for him with them gems.
Well, you also have Reman's in possession of a ewer that, because he's not here. I don't know if you remember in the Amber Temple, Reman took possession of a ewer, and this ewer, you can tip it to decant I think it's something like 8 gallons of wine a day. It's just a magic item that you pour out and produces wine. So that's a feather into your cap. But going back to the Wizard of Wine's winery is well out of your way. But just to add further complication.
I'd probably say that even though we've got 14 days to the wedding, we probably need to treat it as 13 just because we're going to need a long rest before we go in there. If we come, that's it. That's if we come across anything.
No. I'm going to spend a lot of time smashing out reading that book as well.
That's going to be traveling time, dude. So you can pretty much get away with that.
That's what I was thinking. Is that my rest initially would be reading that book, and then obviously I've then got to catch up on my rest, haven't I?
Yeah.
So I mean, if we're heading out then, and we know whereabouts we're going, do we know a particular route that might benefit us? Can we see anything in the train that might get us down the mountain quicker, or
see anything where? Sorry, mate.
That any routes or anything? Because I know we came up here by the Magic Gate way, didn't we, where the bridge was and everything. Do we see any other routes back down which might be quicker than the way that we came up to the temple, or?
Tell you what I'll get you to do then, mate. Let's have. Now, I'm quite happy for you to decide how you want to do this. You can either have a group survival check, or someone can make the survival check by themselves.
Can I get advantage on survival rolls if I'm looking to guide my group through frozen wastelands, predict the weather, or avoid natural hazards? If it's a group one, I don't think I can use it then, can I?
No, but did you mention that? You mentioned that before.
Yeah.
So you can navigate through frozen wastes.
That's what it says.
Which is what you're in.
Follow tracks, hunt wild game, guide your group through frozen wastelands, identify signs that owlbears live nearby, predict the weather, or avoid quicksand and other natural hazards.
Okay. So, mate, it sounds like Lewis is doing the roll for you then, gentlemen.
Yeah, it makes most sense.
Sounds like it.
If we get advantage.
Oh, what? 11.
Devoed.
I've got a 1. Jesus Christ.
So, well, your advantage give you 4. The best I can do, on Discord, I give you a handout of Barovia, a hand-drawn map.
Yeah.
If you're on the stream, I've got it on the in the center of the stream at the minute. Face. So where you are at the minute, if you can see where Berez is on your Discord map. Now, just north of that is Argynvost. But if you go from Berez due south, you can see that the bridge, which is where you fought Argynvost, and then you follow the path to the southeast, which eventually does a U-turn back on itself northwest. At the end of that path is the Amber Temple. So as the crow flies, getting to Berez is relatively short. That's where the hag is, yeah. But that roll that Lewis has just made was to see how that journey is, because it's not a path, it's not a road. You're going across wilderness. So that it's probably only gonna save you.
I mean, Damian's got a pretty good survival. I mean, alongside that.
Yeah. I mean, what I probably should have done, in fairness, is said to you, what do you want to do first, and then had the survival check afterwards. But so what I'll do is I'll backtrack slightly. I'll say you choose which direction you want to go, and tell you that Barwolf is for some reason up to Barwolf, but you're struggling to actually navigate. So crow flies back on the road. What do you think?
I think like Damian would want to go for Irina. I think he needs to make sure that Irina's safe and that she's not going to come to harm. I think that's going to be his priority, and he's going to be feeling blame for that. So he's probably not going to want to take too many distractions on the road. Player Jake wants to kill the hag, but Damian would want to protect Irina.
We could do it after Jake.
That's if she doesn't become part of the fight. That's what I think the big worry is.
What do you think we're going to roll in and he's going to call everything that we've not killed into the scrap?
Or he's going to pull like his allies in, and as to whether she's one of his allies, because all the other green gems have been allied to him.
I mean, we've got 14 days, haven't we, until they get married.
It doesn't mean that she's safe for that period of time, though. It just means she's not married to him. But there's nothing
Well,
to
in
say
that
that he's
case,
not.
then, wouldn't he just like do it in a week's time or 2 days' time if there's no criteria that needs to be met? Is that why it's 14 days?
Don't know, but Irina's in danger, and it's my fault.
Oh, don't beat yourself up too much about it, buddy.
Well, if I hadn't dragged her into this mess, then she wouldn't have been up on the mountain, and she wouldn't have been a victim to that stupid dusk elf.
Ooh, Jake. Pessimistic tonight, aren't you, dude? I think
I've been fondled by a night hag.
It is.
I've watched
no
loads of my
reason to
friends
kill it.
die. And now Irina's been stolen.
I've had enough.
I've had enough. Can Barovia be nice to me, please?
We need to kill the hag, don't we? Come on. So how can we persuade him to go and kill the hag first?
He's got the best persuasion. That's pretty good. I'll talk to Damian then, or Valkyn will talk to Damian.
do you know what? I was almost going to propose if you want to go get the hag, it would make more sense for Valkyn to do it because you guys have suffered the longest here, haven't you? Together, I mean,
Yeah.
you've been in your two characters have been in the party together the longest. I mean, I know we've come along and added what we've added to the party, but you two have been through it from day one.
Oh, geez. Yeah.
I think
So yeah, Valkyn will approach Damian and say, "Look, Irene will never be safe as long as Strahd is alive. We need to beat Strahd. We need to kill him. We need to end him. And we need to take out as many potential allies to do that. All his potential allies need to die."
yeah, but it'll all be for nothing if she's dead. And if we don't get to her and he's converted her to a vampire, then it will all be for nothing. She'll just be another one of his victims that we'll have to put an end to.
And if we fail beating Strahd, then it's That's Barovia still under the thumb of the devil, not just Irina.
Well, you have to know, Valkyn, I put her in this situation. I feel accountable for this. And
Shut up! Just
all I want.
come on, come on! Stop sulking. Let's go beat that.
For a second, I thought you were going to do the Captain America Iron Man speech. We'll beat him together. What if we fail? Then we'll fail together.
If you'd done that, Johnson, I'd have been down. I'd have been down the hill.
No.
I genuinely thought that's where you were going. I was like, oh, here we go.
No, it's just like, oh, come on.
Stop moping
like that.
around.
Don't be like that. Come on.
Stop being a brooding emo kid. What's next? Are you going to listen to your Bullet for My Valentine CD?
Yeah.
I think Brungrik will see the wisdom in what Valkyn's saying, which is unusual for Brungrik. And he'll turn to Damian and say, listen, lad, I want Brungrik dead? No, I don't. I want Strahd dead as much as anybody here. But let's think smart. Let's play smart. He's powerful. We've got what we've got. Let's remove another player from the chessboard. Because this has all been one big game to him.
You're right. He likes to stage an event, and if he wants to convert Irina to vampirism, he'll do it. He'll have done it by the time we get there anyway. 14 days is enough time. And if he has, then we'll have to end a lot we have with our other foes.
Hold on. When did you start listening to Brungrik and not? We're bros here. We've been it from the OGs.
No, it's the collective speech here. It's not the individual thing. Damian almost sees Valkyn and Brungrik stood in front of him, kind of both proposing rational arguments to the situation, and it's swayed his thought process. He agrees with what you're both saying.
We're playing Strahd, not Dragonlance.
Right.
We dig measure contest in Dragonlance, not in Strahd.
Fair enough.
Because at this point, Reman will wander over to you, looking like a ghoul with his left-sided facial palsy, and just put his hand on your shoulder. And as you turn around, you're scared shitless, just looking into his eyes, and he'll just drool a bit, which will instantly freeze, and it makes him look even worse.
Dave,
Punch him in the dick.
You know, because we had his manuscripts, didn't we? Had Strahd's manuscripts.
You have Strahd's diary, yeah.
Is the date that comes in 14 days? Because I don't think we've ever spoke about the date of what's going on. Is the date of what the day he's saying he's going to get married? Is that pertinent? Like, is that date mentioned anywhere else in his histories, in his journal or anything?
You can have a history check.
Oh shit!
I like this trail of thought.
Can somebody else do the history check?
I don't know if I get some kind of advantage on history.
I've
got +5 on history.
Reman's actually got +8 if you want to discuss this, and then get Reman to roll for you.
Yeah, sure.
Only rolls a 9, makes it a 17. So with a 17, with the information that you've got to hand, bearing in mind that the tome of Strahd that you're in possession of doesn't specifically say dates, and it doesn't mention time of year. So as you reason this out between all of you, it's not impossible that it is a significant date.
Okay.
But which date that is, you're not sure. But then again, it's Strahd. It's entirely possible that he's just doing it to piss you off.
Yeah. Giving us just enough time to try and get back. Okay. I didn't know if maybe there was something pertinent as well.
I wonder if okay, so Damian will say then, look, we'll head towards the Hag's Lair then. But should we end up in a situation where we're not going to make it back to the wedding of Irina and Strahd, then we must divert.
That's fair. I think that's a fair compromise.
Fair enough.
We'll take the road's conditions into account, but if we can make it to this hag and we can eliminate another one of his foes, then you both make a valid suggestion. We'll be in a better standing for finally defeating him. But should it pose more of a risk to Irina than she's already got, then we shall. We need to head straight to Castle Ravenloft and face him.
So what I'm hearing is we push it hard for 16 hours a day, literally at the 16th hour stop, tiny hut, rest for 8, up and go again, pushing it really hard for those 16 hours to try and get to Berez as fast as we can.
Yeah. I mean, we've got all the gear for the cold weather, haven't we now? Like we've got the coats and stuff, so we can manage with the snow. The snow's not going to be too much of an issue.
You, the Lord of the Rings, run across the mountains music.
That's it.
Yeah. So we well, that was the next question then. So are you off road trying to go as the crow flies, or are you going to stick to the road?
I think go as the crow flies if we think we've got a better chance of making it faster.
Yeah.
Damian's got quite a good survival as well, so I don't know if Damian could make a survival check in terms of trying to figure out a path and a road.
Yeah.
So Brungrik's not too bad either.
Okay. So what we'll do then? We'll incorporate Lewis's initial survival check into the journey. So what we'll say is, as you set off, Barwolf is leading you into the frozen wastes when he develops a little bit of a cough, which turns quite nasty at the end of the first day. And where he's led you to, a storm kicks in, so your progress on the first day is hindered. So Reman will cast the tiny hut, and you'll hunker down overnight. You have no choice. That a storm has hit. So that's kind of Barwolf being fit and healthy will recover from it in let's say two more days, and he'll be able to keep up with you, but it'll be a struggle. But that's taken Barwolf out of contention for leading the pack for now. So you can either do it between the rest of you as a group, or someone else can take the lead.
I know kind of like Damian's probably going to be still quite driven because of kind of this like bargain and about the fact that we're going to go to the hag first. And the fact that he's very mindful of the time constraint, I think Damian would be wanting to push forward at the front of the pack.
Okay. So this is going to be a flat roll, survival roll for Damian.
Yeah, because don't forget, dwarves are natural sprinters. They're not great across country. So you'll outpace me every day.
Oh no, my survival's... Sorry, I was looking at my stealth, not my survival. But
Why was your survival?
Only +2.
I'm a +5, dude.
I was looking at stealth above it, which is +5. I apologise.
Do you want me to roll it?
Yeah, I guess like I can be making pace with Brungrik.
Can I give myself some guidance as well, Dave?
Sure.
I think I've got guidance. Let me just double check. I've said it. Yeah, I have.
Baldur's Gate it.
These are quite important roles, really.
Yeah, definitely. I'm glad I said that. Oh, bloody hell.
13. Okay.
It literally sat on the 20 and then rolled to the bloody 7. D&D's fucking toying with me.
So 13 is enough for me to say that you are heading in the right direction, but you failed to see perhaps a crevasse that's hidden, and a party member falls down, and you have to spend at least half a day rescuing them and curing of injuries and bruises. So it's slow progress, but you are heading in a northerly direction across wasteland. So that takes us to let's as this seems to be going, let's do this day by day then. So Barwolf is another day from being fighting fit. Brungrik is kind of a little bit exhausted from having to use your magic to heal everyone else. Is anyone else going to be able to?
I mean, I'm happy to try and make a survival check. It might be worth having it with like Brungrik's guidance, but I'm happy to have a go at it and like take the lead of the pack because I think it kind of fits with the art that Damian's going on.
Yeah, with what you said. So, okay, day 3 then.
That's a 14 as a flat roll.
I mean, it's getting better each day.
It depends if I get
It's
it's 15.
15. So we'll incorporate the weather a little bit more into this then. So you start off and you walk into a blizzard, which is what's but Barwolf took poorly in the blizzard as you caught up to him. But the weather does seem to be easing. At the end of the 3rd day on a roll of 15, I'd be happy for you to be overlooking, the Lunar River. So on you haven't got the Selenka Pass in sight or anything that resembles Berez. Your visibility is a little bit better, but you seem to be elevated quite high up. But the end of day 3 now, we're on the start of day 4, which is when Barwolf perks up, and is able to lead the pack again if you wish.
Yeah, cool. So I'll have to roll survival again if everybody else is.
Yeah, well, you get your
Give me
advantage,
some
mate,
guidance,
so
get
it's
Advantage on it, don't you?
I'll give you some guidance as well, Leo. I
26.
forgot the first time.
come on, mate.
That'll
Well
do.
done, Luke. So, as you wake up on the 4th day, the weather front that Barwolf spots is moving in an easterly direction. So you instantly head west before you do anything else. You abandon the trek north, head west, and you come out the other side of the weather front to clear, open skies, or as open as the skies ever get in Barovia. It's still overcast. It might as well be dusk. But you make it down to the Lunar River and to an area that you believe is south of Berez. You know, Berez itself is on the Lunar River. So let's give you this as a conundrum. So you're at the end of day 4, so 4 days have gone. Before the end of day 4, you get to the river, which is a large river, relatively fast flowing. It's ice melt from the mountain that is very close to you. And if we give it, what's a decent sized river? If we give it where you are to cross 60 feet, at the narrowest section that you can find, and you've approached this from above so you can see quite far. 60 feet across is the narrowest crossing, and it's deep, fast, freezing water. What would you like to do?
Sorry, how far across is it, Dave? Sorry.
60 feet.
60 feet, okay.
60 feet. Who's got some decent rope or chain? Long rope or chain?
Yeah, we've got rope. Just bear with me a second. I just wanted to look at something.
Quick question: Has Reman got any uses of Dimension Door?
Unfortunately, he hasn't got flying, he hasn't got Dimension Door. What he has got, which I've just noticed, while he's in possession of his Staff of Frost, he is resistant to cold.
I'm having a bit of a mare. Am I right in thinking that every long rest I can rewrite my spell list as a cleric, Dave? Or am
Correct.
I making that up in my head?
No, that's right.
Okay. Just bear with me then, guys. Sorry. I'm dragging this out now. I'm just trying to see if I've got any spells I could potentially have learned in one of the rests that would help get us across this river, because we know it was coming.
Worst case scenario, I've got a plan where I can fire an arrow across with my bow to something and attach a rope to it, send somebody across to tie it off properly, and then we all go across that way.
Well, the other thing is, what's
Just
the
go-
range
I'll go.
on Mage Hand?
We've got to go through cold water, though, haven't we? We've got to go through like ice cold water, which is potentially really dangerous because it's one fast flowing, two it's ice cold. Which
Not if we can send somebody across and like.
we
Well,
set up
I
a
don't
jig
know.
and then like we could
Yeah,
set
pull
up
it
like,
taut.
like two ropes
Or
and then
two
like,
ropes
use it as
and-
a.
Yeah. That's what I was thinking.
Because we've all got ropes, so what we could do is we could almost like use one piece of rope over the river as a zip line type thing, and then we could use our individual piece of rope to like make fashion a belt and then lash it round, and then we could use it to then like hoik ourselves across the river. We've got the bag of holding as well, so we can put items in the bag of holding to keep them safe, so we don't lose them in the river.
So if is the other side of the river, Dave? Is that a lower elevation than what we are? Are we sort of?
Yeah, sure. Why not?
Yeah. So I'm just thinking if we can fashion, we only need to do one line. Fashion it to a tree, a rock on the other side. It's going downhill. We can effectively zip line across. It's just getting that first person across, isn't it?
That's what I'm saying, but I'm saying we could almost like use our own individual piece of rope to anchor ourselves to the one initial one, if that makes sense. So we can use that as like the zip
I've
wire bit.
solved it. I've solved it. I'm going to cast Water Walk on the entire party, Dave.
And tick. So
That's why I
Picture
just
the
needed that minute.
conversation now, can't you? We're all talking. Well, we're going to do this. And we're going to fire it across like that. And just goes. And just starts walking across the river.
Brungrik just walks off.
So I'm assuming
To
that
be
you're
fair,
going to
though,
have
it'll save us shitloads of time.
That'll save a lot of time. I'm assuming that you're going to have to rest to be able to do this.
Yeah, so I'd have to I would have. Whatever works so that when we get to the river, I've got it, basically, Dave. It's a long rest to get the spell. I only have to cast it once. Because obviously we know it's coming, don't we? I know I'm sort of metagaming a little bit, but
Okay.
we knew we
sure.
were going to cross this river at some point, so I would have
Yeah.
prepared ahead.
Okay. So Reman being Reman, as he likes to enter suggestions, he was willing to dive in with just the Staff of Frost, and then he does have sort of a Blessing of the Raven Queen, and he could have blinked across carrying the rope, and because he's resistant to frost. So there's a couple of ways you could have done it, but water walking is the coolest way. So what I'm envisaging with this is all of you just as sort of like a slow motion Reservoir Dogs type thing, hiking across. When you see salmon and grizzly bears hunting, that kind of rapids, sort of frozen water, just casually walking across this 60-foot expanse of fast moving river. So that takes us to, by the time you cross, get onto safe land. And what I'll ask for now is this is the same day on day 4. I want to ask you for another check. Guide you through the identify sounds. Oh, right. Yeah, no, that's basic survival, isn't it? So, yeah. So, Lewis, I'm assuming that Lewis is Barwolf's going to be doing this. Could you give me another? You can have your advantage. You can have another survival check, just to see how we're going to finish the day.
25.
Wicked.
Yes, lad.
Superb. So that is enough by nightfall for me to say to you that I need to
Level
change the
10.
file on. We've got no chance. Although I do like your Moxie. So you.
What you about to say? That's about my time to say roll initiative. I was like, fuck's sake.
No.
She's found us.
Right, let's knock that up. Because this is
Not
kind of
another
a
one.
nice.
We can't roll initiative yet. Anyway, there's nowhere with any doors that we need to open.
This is a personal favourite. I love opening doors.
Yes, we know. We've discussed it on many games, Jake.
It's a half a family tradition. Go somewhere, open a door.
So
It's got us into a lot of trouble over the years.
hasn't it just? Hasn't it just? So by the end of the day, as it is drawing to night, and you know that you're going to have to pop up the magical tiny hut, you start to enter marshland, and you're moving north into this marshland. I mean, in fairness, you smell it before you see it. The fetid odour of marshes carries to you for a good few miles before you come across it. There's everything that you'd expect from a marsh in Barovia. There's somehow, even though it's not particularly warm, just coming out of a frozen wastelands, there's insects buzzing around everywhere. There's putrid odour of rotting vegetation and dank water with no visible path going forwards. You, in the distance, you've rolled a 25, so in the distance you can see what looks like a settlement, well abandoned. Let me read through Approaching the Ruins just to see if this applies, because I think this applies to if you were coming from the north, but we'll see. The trail hugs the river for several miles. The dirt and grass soon turn to marsh as the trail dissolves into a spongy earth, pockmarked with strands of tall reeds and pools of stagnant water. A thick shroud of fog covers all. Scattered throughout the marsh are old peasant cottages, their walls covered with black mildew, their roofs mostly caved in. These decrepit buildings seem to hunker down in the mire, as though they have long since given up on escaping the thick mud. Everywhere you look, black clouds of flies dart about, hungry for blood. The fog is much thinner on the far side of the river, so where you actually are now. Okay, yeah. But you would assume that it's far too dark for you to proceed. Unless you wanted to.
I mean, Damian's got the Sun Sword, which emits a good radius of light. I mean, how close are we kind of looking to being towards kind of like a point where we need to take a rest?
You're after you've had a full day's march, and as you said to me before you started this, you're walking for how many hours a day? Did you say? And resting for 8. You're walking for 16 hours.
Literally max.
Yeah. So you're pretty. You're on the verge of. Doing yourself a misjustice unless you've got some rest.
The thing is, we can take the rest, search in the morning, and hopefully be gone by midday, can't we?
Well, hopefully.
Then we had a maze to try and see if anything skew with is happening around us.
You want a recce?
Yeah, I'm just a bit curious about this fog. Is it like magical or is it normal or
normal fog?
Oh, right.
I'll give you that for free. What as the description says, you've got peasant cottages. So what I'd like you to do is sort of envisage it as, I mean, they're all dilapidated, they're all destroyed. There's the occasional wall, but it starts out as the occasional wall, and you can see in the distance there seems to be more cottages, as if the centre of the village is possibly a few miles into this marshland, and you're on the outskirts where maybe farm buildings would have been solitary farm buildings as opposed to sort of like a built-up area.
Shall we stay here then for the night? Just because it's probably going to be the safest, and then literally at like as soon as we've done that 8 hours rest, even if it's still dark outside, we can use light torches and the sun sword to kind of guide us the rest of the way through into the marsh.
Yeah.
So that we're
I've
kind of
got-
like optimising our time.
I've got dancing lights as well. I can use that as a light source. But if you got sun sword, then yeah.
Okay, what I'm just going to amend ever so slightly. As you've crossed this river, you've crossed the river from the glacier, from the frozen tundra. But you're aware of the fact that Berez is going to be in a northeasterly direction, and Berez itself is on the banks of the Lunar River, but it's not next to the ice flow. So you're going to follow the river along northeast to get to Berez. But that's beside the point, really, to be honest with you. So you hunker down. We start day 5 bright and early with you having a full rest again. So you can, you've crossed that water now, Sam. So you don't necessarily need water walking unless you wanted it. Don't forget your long rest, Lou, for your...
Yeah, I've just done it.
Okay, cool. Is D&D Beyond not updating again? Oh no, it's done it. Yes.
Just given that we're surrounded by rivers and a swamp, I might just keep hold of it because I can cast it as a ritual. So I kind of imagine, just to backtrack to that, like they're all talking about ropes, and Brungrik's just praying, and he's like, right, come on then, and then the whole like
Cool.
boom.
Yeah, nice. So I'm going to give you another picture then, because this one's these are fan art. So you got you had the swamp one initially, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. These ones. I think if I remember right, it's been a long time since I actually arranged to do this on Map Tools. But I just googled Berez images, and these came up. This is how good the internet is. But this second image is exactly how I want you to imagine what you're walking towards. You're very much walking towards what looks like the centre of an abandoned, ruined village. So as you approach a cluster of ruined cottages, separated by a lone stone wall, you see a short stretch of a dirt road that has remained intact. That seems to be running through what's left of the village. If you're approaching from the southwest, so you're going northeast, one of the first buildings you see towering to the south end of the village lie the remains of a mansion built on higher ground. It has been reduced to piles of stone and rotting timber. Empty arched windows stare at you. South of the ruins, an untamed garden runs rampant, surrounded by broken walls that are no longer able to contain it. East of the ruin, someone has erected a crude wooden fence, forming a circular yard in which several goats are penned. So mounting the fence posts are human skulls.
Do we know what actually potentially happened to the village of Berez? Has there ever been any kind of rumour that?
You roll me a history check then, mate, because I believe you were told. I'm guessing that you've kind of forgotten then. So if
that's a 16.
16. Okay. With a 16, I'm happy to tell you that at some point in the past, Strahd happened to Berez. 16 is enough for me to tell you that as Strahd is the ancient, Strahd is the land. The river rose on Strahd's behest and destroyed and engulfed the village, but you can't recall what.
So it seems a bit strange that there's
Hmm.
still obviously some livestock here and some schools, so we're at risk. So I think
Just like you say,
Damian's.
is the hag an ally of Strahd?
Hmm.
Time for a Stricky.
Yeah, it might be worth having a little bit of a stealth in and have a look at what's going on.
You
We
know
all
what to
agree
do.
on that. Know what to do.
Nice.
25.
Just add a plus 12 to it, Johnson. Right, so yeah, as you suspect, I mean, you don't need me to tell you this from the description. The goats are very much alive and they're well penned in. You roll a perception for me as well, then, as you're looking around. Okay. So you can see the ground of whatever this place was. It was clearly the grandest building in the village. You would guess possibly the Burgomaster's mansion. The goats are penned up inside the mansion itself. The skulls are quite clearly there to keep people away. With a perception of 6, you do notice at least. In fact, I'm not going to commit to this without double checking myself. The other side of this Burgomaster's mansion, you can see 3 scarecrows just pinned up, a good distance apart, perhaps 300 feet apart from each other. And as it's a misty day, there's mist everywhere. But in fact, that's all I'm going to give you for now. You can just make out buildings further along. Perhaps you can see maybe a churchyard to the north and peasant buildings to the west, but that's all you can make out from your recce.
Well, I'm not going to advance without some backup, so I'm going to report back and tell the rest what I've seen. Some scarecrows.
Because when we were in the winery, there were scarecrows that came to life, weren't there?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I wonder if we put them to the torch.
Also,
oh, sorry.
that's all right. I just thought we're going to announce our arrival that way, aren't we? We start lighting things on fire.
I guess at some point, I guess we don't know. We've only seen the scarecrow so far, haven't we? We don't know where the hag is, if she's even here.
How far away from them are we?
From the scarecrows.
Yeah.
The complex of the Burgomaster's mansion, you've just had a recce around. The scarecrows are within 100 feet of the mansion itself, and they're spread out. If you think of them in a diagonal line going northeast, 3 of them. Because your perception of 6, mate, I really can't give you much more than that. But the short answer is 100 feet away from the mansion on the north side.
I mean, I have 300 feet with my longbow. If you want me to cast my bind on my arrows, make them fire and fire 3 arrows at those scarecrows from 300 feet away, I'm happy to do so. They ain't going to know where they come from at that distance, are they?
Just us to other. She does get an inkling as to where we are at.
The choice is yours, gentlemen.
I mean, we're not 300 feet out anymore, though, are we? We're probably a bit closer than that now, aren't we? If Johnson's gone and done a recce.
No, I'm just saying I have 300 feet of range. So.
Oh yeah. I'm just having a look at my spells to see if anything I can do can help.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's anything I can do with prestidigitation.
Make one of the scarecrows shit himself.
I mean, is there any way that we can maybe have a look to see if there is any hag tracks about or anything?
Yeah, I guess so. So, I mean, the initial recce has turned up nothing that's an imminent threat to you, and the perceptions came back as not great, didn't it? So, let's have. I'll tell you what we'll do then. We'll send Barwolf in for a survival check, shall we? As he gets, I noticed that about the Blood Hunter when I looked at your character sheet. How many A's advantages you get on your skill checks? It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Yeah.
OP.
Problem is with majority of them, it's sometimes linked to things like Fey Fiends or Undead or specific.
Oh, okay, right.
Things.
So if you're checking for, do you get advantage for this then? Sort of checking for tracks.
So I can get advantage for this if it's Fey Fiend or Undead. I get advantage.
Yeah, no. So you're not going to get advantage for this then.
No, that's fine.
Ooh.
Shut up, Jake.
16.
Sorry, mate. I had to throw that out there. So 16. You do. You pick up tracks. You pick up tracks of. Yeah, why not? Humanoid tracks heading from the goat pen. 16 is enough for me to tell you that. The tracks have approached and walked away with several goats from the Burgomaster's mansion in a northeasterly direction. It would be northeasterly direction. Into the mist.
So I wonder if we try and set something up so we can just burn the scarecrows at some point. So we don't need to necessarily burn them immediately to alert her, but we could potentially like follow those tracks and set fire to the scarecrows maybe at a later. Well, to be fair, Barwolf potentially can shoot them from a distance. But maybe if we err alongside, out of the range of the scarecrows, because if they're at risk of coming to life, they might almost be sentries.
Well, the tracks that you've picked up do pass directly between two of the scarecrows.
Oh, we need to take them out then.
As if the path is going, well, like I say, between the two of them. But the distance between those two particular scarecrows is 200 feet.
They're
So
quite
it's
well
about
spread
200
out,
feet.
aren't they?
Say again, Sam, sorry.
They're quite well spread out then, aren't they, really?
They are, yeah.
So maybe if we just approach the one, at least that way if they do spring up, we take on one, then the other ones that follow later.
Not get jumped. That's all I'm worried about. It's like someone else to fight from behind, isn't it?
This is what you've done to us, Dave, with Strahd. This is the STSD that I talk about.
TSD.
That I'm also comfortable with. So,
like we're looking at 3 scarecrows and we're umming and ahhing about what we're going to do.
And we know the gems bring them to life, and we speculate the other gems here. So we need to get rid of the scarecrows.
If they're 100 feet apart, and then the other one, so they literally a 200-foot line, with one scare on each end and one in the middle.
Well, the three that you can see, there's can't really show you too much of this. Let me see. Tell you what.
And that's the only three that we can see at the moment. We don't know if there's any more.
All right. Right. As you're asking, let me put Brungrik's. Anyway,
Potentially going to
it's a big map, this.
struggle with stealth.
Right, let me start to give you some of this map. I'm going to force you map. Okay, are you getting this so far?
It's just loading, mate.
This is where we need Theodor. Because we're bringing it in. Fireball! I've been replaying Baldur's Gate, and every time I cast Fireball at the moment with Gale, I have to have a little sing.
Just completed Baldur's Gate.
Did you? You clocked it?
Did, yeah.
It's good.
What, as in
isn't it?
like full
Oh,
completion?
this is huge.
Yeah.
All achievements?
Oh, no, God, no.
I was going to be really impressed, Johnson. Like, I was impressed at the fact that
No.
you got, like, plats on lots of other things, but on Baldur's Gate is something else.
Yeah, no, I don't think I can do it, mate.
You are somewhere else.
Okay, right. So, has that loaded up for you?
Yeah.
So, you've approached from this direction.
Mm-hmm.
This is the Burgomaster's complex. That's the garden there. The goats are sort of penned up here. Can you see right here where the crosses are slightly faded? Right there.
Yeah.
Is one scarecrow. Right there is another scarecrow, and then further to the southeast is the third scarecrow. And the tracks that you've seen lead between these two scarecrows going in this north-northeasterly direction.
Oh, so they're yeah. So we haven't got to worry about them just yet, have we? Really? They're the other side of the building from us.
Yeah.
So we could enter the house and have a little mooch.
Go on then, let's go and have a recce.
Valkyn would report back to you from his perception of 6 that there isn't necessarily. It's a ruined building. It's other than the goats. There's not a great deal in there.
I wonder what would happen if we caused a bit of a disturbance with the goats.
Cause a disturbance in the force.
Like, if we make a... What about if we... Could we send back Damian in and maybe get him to spook them?
If you wish, yeah, of course you can.
Because that would look like a natural threat. It's not going to be us doing anything dodgy, like fire or anything, which would draw which would definitely look like an assault from a group of people. Whereas Bat Damon's a bat.
Okay. So while Bat Damon's doing this, where would you like to position yourself?
I wonder if we try and get kind of close within range, but like hiding somewhere. Like Damian would probably actively want to be hiding.
Okay.
We're going to take coverage among the ruins. Would that be a good idea? In front of us.
Yeah.
We got line of sight of what's going on from the ruins, Dave. Can we get?
Yeah. You could easily do that. What I'll do then? I'll start sticking some tokens on them. So we've got. Right, let's zoom you in a little. And I think what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to give you halos here, aren't I? Because you guys were. I'm not going to be able to see you. So there's Brungrik. Damian. There it is.
Shit, this place is huge.
Yeah, it is.
She said.
I thought the grid was like the 5-foot grid.
Yeah, I was gonna say one moment. I was gonna say, Dave, is my token room just really, really small?
The grids are 100 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shit.
So what I'm going to do then, I'm going to force your view again, chaps, if you don't mind. So for now, I've placed you here. So you've got skeleton, what I'm going to now call skeleton A here. And skeleton B here. The
It's not
go...
unheard of.
Sorry, mate, go on.
No, I was just going to say, like, from Damian's perspective, he'd probably, when he's pitching it to the group about Damian, he's like, I'm sure if she's got flocks of goats, then I'm sure it's not unheard of for wolves to come and bother her flock.
Why that revealed the whole of the map to you?
No. Oh, maybe.
Oh, well. Oh, it's done now.
It's...
Right, it's a trap. Retreat.
It's a trap.
How come you can't see?
Run away.
Might as well take the vision off so you can see everything. So you've got this. You should be able to see the scarecrows now. One there and one there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the goats in and around here in this fence, surrounded by the skulls. So you put yourself that you can position yourself really wherever you want. You are overlooking the ground here, and the tracks, as I said before, they're leading through the middle of these two scarecrows round this side. Pan back. There we go. So leading round here, round that side, into the goat pen, and then the goats and these humanoid tracks are leading back northeast again. So you position yourself where you want to go.
Well, if we're going to bother the goats, Damian's just going to really conceal himself between some ruins. Is this still count as like part of the goat pen? This bit here.
No, the goat pen is kind of going to be just in this corner here.
Okay. So yeah, like kind of concealing himself somewhere like here.
Okay.
Is there kind of any easy visual access from this point where Damian is?
Yeah. What I'll sort of give you is anything that looks like a wall is going to be difficult terrain. So it would be double movement to get over one of these solid walls, but there are going to be gaps in the walls themselves. In fairness, it's that dilapidated that you could probably push your way through the wall. It'd still be difficult terrain, but you could easily push the wall over and get through. You can hide behind any of it as well, as best as you can.
I think Damian would get to the position that he's in at the moment, and he'd be like actively hiding as Damon's doing his thing.
Okay, so you can have. Let's have a stealth check from you then, mate. And everyone, you can all do the same. I'm not bothered about your armor. For disadvantage, Sam.
23.
23 as well.
12.
Clumsy
23.
dwarf.
Stealthy boys.
And stealth. 22. Yeah, take your tokens, put them into a position where you think that you'd want them to be.
We're sort of in this position, Dave. Is there any chance that Brungrik can do a perception check and get a feel for the land?
Sure, yeah.
Because my passive now is 20.
Okay.
21.
Have you gone up to 22 then?
Yeah.
Yeah, boy.
Yes,
Okay.
I have.
21 with your okay, so you do notice that there give you 20 21. So around there are sort of tripwires that you've managed to avoid so far with little bells and alarms. You also spot the movement in the south, in the gardens, and it looks like serpentine movement, as if the denizens of the swamp have moved closer to their prey, but they know to stay away. They've been warned away, but the south appears to be infested with some kind of serpents that might be worth staying away from. But other than that, you confirm what you already know. You've got these footprints leading away. 21, I can tell you that there's no evidence that the scarecrows have ever moved. There's no sort of footprints around them. They just seem static.
That don't mean shit.
Should we get Bat Damon off then? Should we get Bat Damon to cause us a bit of a ruckus?
Indeed.
Sure. So, Bat Damon, without too much of an issue, is going to cause a ruckus with the goats, and there's lots of bleat. Oh, you know what you need, Lewis? You need a sound bite of that goat screaming, don't you? Now.
Oh, I've got anything.
Trouble goat. Ah,
Yeah, there we go.
There's a
that's
duck.
a duck.
Oh, wait a minute.
No,
I need
it's
to
not.
turn it back up. Mark was going mad on it the other day, and I turned it down.
Could use this for the goat. Nanny goat?
I didn't hear that.
No?
Didn't hear that.
No? Okay.
Right, so it would be Brungrik that picks this up first, as the rest of you are looking all around. It's Brungrik. You give everyone else the signal that you can either see, hear, or sense something approaching from the northeast. Out of the mist, you can see what appears to be, from head to foot, an elderly woman covered in blood, completely naked, walking with a bit of a limp, muttering to herself.
Fuck her up.
Click now.
Killer.
We're going to wait for her to get a little bit closer first.
Yeah.
Give her a halo. And she is following the footsteps that you've seen leading the goats away. And it's still this blood and gore and viscera just dripping off her. Just completely bright red blood.
Silly question. I mean, the blood itself, does it smell like human blood or does it smell like animal blood? Obviously, with my keen sense of smell.
You go on then. You can have. This is going to be quite a high DC. see, just so you're aware.
Well, I get advantage on smell and hearing, so could
You
I
do,
have that
but
anyway? Yeah.
blood's kind of blood, dude.
Okay. Ah, screw it.
No, roll it. You never know.
A 2.
Yeah.
Does that do it?
No. Did you say
Yeah,
you get
brilliant.
advantage?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can roll it once more again, but
I think you're not 20 hunting here.
yeah. I mean, you're gonna.
I'm
Yeah,
rolling
no.
really poor tonight. Oh well, worth a go.
Well, I mean, for free, what I can tell you is it's reasonably fresh. It's not. It's not.
She's not that weird that she's bathed in old blood. So I think Brungrik might whisper, wait till she's about 40 feet and then we'll jump her. Brungrik is aiming for a surprise round.
Why don't we just send back Damon at her and see what she does?
Sacrifice Matt Damon. Sorry.
Matt Damon.
Well, I wonder if we get Bat Damon to stir up more of a ruckus now. So I wonder if we get Bat Damon to keep flying around and really roll the goats up, see if she picks up a speed.
Okay. Yeah. All right. We'll go ahead with that. So she's going to follow the path to the other side, enter the pen. And she does. She picks the speed up a little bit. Let me know if I'm going too fast here. She does pick a speed up, enters the pen, and she'll spot Bat Damon flying around. At which point you see her sort of hold up. Bear with. Yeah. Okay. She sees Bat Damon flying around and she'll cackle to herself. This very witch-like, and she'll throw a firebolt at him.
At that point, can I cast protection from good and evil on myself?
Yes, of course you can. The firebolt hits. Now bear with me because I might need to know this for a bit, depending on how far. Okay. And all you, as you're overlooking this scene, Bat Damon is just engulfed in this inferno of fire and just disintegrates as this firebolt hits him as he's swooping and diving. And then this
nuke 'em, Rico.
Okay.
Position best.
Are the ruins scalable, Dave? Easily scalable.
Yeah, like I say, mate, I'm quite happy. You can either scale them or push through them. They're that dilapidated. But when you go through, it will be difficult terrain.
Right. Okay. So I'm going to try and scale this wall here and just try and work my way along to get a better vantage point. Obviously stealthily towards the old lady.
Okay, sure, gotcha.
I mean, she still doesn't know that we're here, really, does she? We could just wander off again and then just jump her from afar.
Yeah.
It'll be a godlike natural 20, making it a 32.
Right. So you're now outside. What I'm going to do, Andy, if you're outside, I'm going to put you outside of the. Is that what you'd intended?
It was to try and scale the wall and just work my way along the sort of just the ruin, so I could peer above her or get a vantage point above her.
Gotcha. Okay, so you're yeah. So you now see she starts to turn back now that the ruckus with the goats has stopped, and she looks as if she's going to head back towards the north east.
Okay.
I feel like once she gets to about here somewhere, that's as good a time as any to jump her.
Yeah, but if that's going to be the case, Damian's going to start potentially trying to climb up onto the ruins as well. Then if he can see her moving back out of the way.
Sure.
I would put myself where I want, Dave. That previous stealth check.
Yes, mate.
So it's perched here.
That's reasonable.
Okay, Jake. So if you want to roll your stealth again, then for reposition. Reman's going to follow
24.
suit. He's wicked.
What, we were rolling
Reman's-
stealth to move up the wall again, or?
Yeah, well, to sort of move into position. So Reman's rolled 20 for his stealth.
Dave, if I was to sneak around, because I'm on the L shape, so if I was to sneak around to the outside, to the right of the L shape, and put myself this corner here,
Yeah.
would I be rolling my stealth at disadvantage still because of my armor?
If you're moving into position now, then yes.
Okay, I'll just hold my ground then.
Okay. Right. So, Lewis, do we have an updated stealth check for you?
Stealth? No. I haven't moved yet. I haven't done what I was going to do. I was debating whether to climb up like Johnson.
Gotcha. Okay.
Would that be stealth as well, or acrobatic?
If no, we're sticking with stealth. Oh, hello.
Hello. I said, is it acrobatics or stealth? And everybody just went quiet.
Yeah, there was a massive glitch then, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah, still stealth, mate. Please.
Still stealth. 23.
Okay. Okay. Right. Oh, Lars is watching from RDH. I don't know how long ago he's typed that in.
It was quite a while ago. I know it was still. They were all sat holding at RDH.
Oh, are they?
Went to pot yesterday. No, Tuesday.
I worked with Fraser on Monday and didn't hold at all. It was like every time I seemed to not work, you're holding.
It
And when
was
I do,
Tuesday night, Lou. It went
Was
to
it?
pot Tuesday night. Yeah, it was really, really bad.
Yeah, Wednesday morning the stack. No, Tuesday there was nothing on the stack. This was on days. To be fair, though, when I came in Wednesday morning, it was really surprising. There was like at one point there was like next to nothing. We got to from Ashbourne to a standby point at RDH.
It
Wow.
was full of self-presenters on Tuesday evening. A full, like, you know, when it's really bad, when we hold like 4 or 5 hours, it was that full of self-presenters. Even kids was busy on Tuesday.
I have the same as you, though, Lou. I very rarely hold, or I don't seem to.
Mm.
Or if I do, I have some hero like Jake turn up and say, oh, no, I can take you off. Right, gents. So you're where you're going to be, if you're happy with that. Yeah. What I'll do, just Reman's on the wall here. At what point, if you want to come up with a plan where you want this blood-soaked old woman to be before you kick off, you tell me where you want her. Because she's not going to...
So
you know.
I'd say you're right about this is kind of a...
There?
Yeah.
Something like, yeah.
Yeah.
think
And
that's
I
probably
suppose Valkyn would pop his fist up to just say, like, hold. Let me get the first hit in. Because I'm gonna smoke this bitch.
Why would you want to get the first hit in, Andy? I can't imagine why.
It's the first hit in. You know what he's like. He's got that fetish since his dream.
So from this point, then, what I'm going to say is, let's roll some dice in anger. Roll initiative.
She rolled well, didn't she?
I rolled terribly.
thought I'd rolled a natural 20 on my initiative, but it's
Is it not a surprise round, though, Dave?
Well, what I'm now going to declare to you, and you can check this out with my rolls now, so you know I'm not cheating. What I rolled when she first saw Bat Damon was an Arcana check. I forgot what she actually rolled. I'm going to tell you. She rolled 33 for an Arcana check.
Jesus.
She knew that it was a familiar. So she knew you were there as soon as she saw Bat Damon. And then what I did is I rolled her perception check. So she's no longer operating on passive perception now. She's operating on perception. Now, your initial perception check, Sam, you rolled a 12. Her passive perception is 13, so I went with a group perception, so you all passed as a group initially. Her perception check was a natural 20.
Oh, Mum.
So, yeah, I know. So, in terms of her natural 20 gave her a perception of 23, which means Valkyn and Damian both rolled 24 plus. Well, Valkyn rolled 32. Lewis rolled a 23, which unfortunately she meets it and beats it. So Valkyn and Damian get a surprise round, and then it's initiative order, of which I need to roll for Reman. Okay. Of the two of you, it's Damian first.
Fuck her up,
If
Jake.
that is the case, Damian is gonna drop down. How far? How tall? How kind of high up are we?
I'm not. How far away are you? How far away is your ladder?
It's 20 feet. And Damian's got 40 feet of movement.
Yeah, you can
in
get that
total.
thing. So you're running downhill. All I was thinking is, including difficult terrain and all the rest of it. So if you've got 40 feet of movement.
Okay, so he's gonna come down here. Actually, he's gonna do his normal trick of kind of staying 10 feet out of the way.
Sure.
And then he's gonna make some attacks with the blood whip.
Okay.
That's a 16 to hit.
16? Wow, that's low for you, mate.
Yeah.
16, however, does hit.
Okay, so that's
Let's refresh this.
11 points of damage.
Yeah. Sorry, mate. Just give me 2 seconds before. Bear with. Sorry.
It's all right.
No, actually it wasn't. There we go. Right. We're back in the room. So 11 damage, mate.
Yeah, so that was 11 damage. Then it was a 16 to hit again.
Two 16s, okay, both hit, yeah.
For another 11 points of damage, but I'm going to chuck a superiority dice on this one.
Okay.
Which is another 5, so that's 16 points of damage. And then I'm also going to action surge.
Yeah.
That's a 26 to hit. For 12 points of damage plus another superiority dice. That's 15 points of damage. And then that's a 20, but dirty 20. With another 12 with another superiority dice, which is 17 points of damage.
Okay.
Nasty. Anything else from you?
No, I think you just kind of see it as like Damian's just like seen the drop, seen that she's almost a bit aware of our presence. So thought whilst he knows that she doesn't know, or he's got a sense that she doesn't know he's there. So he's just going to drop down. He gets into a good position and then cracks her with the whip. And he's kind of got this reminiscence of the fights with the night hags and knows that he needs to punish them early. So cracks once, then kind of figures that he probably needs to put a bit more oomph in it. So then that's kind of where the superiority dice come in, and he's let off these 3 more like tirades of nasty whip blows to this hag.
Wicked, mate, like it. Mr. Johnson, Valkyn gets his surprise round.
Can I get to her in 30 feet, Dave? With 30 feet of
Yes.
movement?
You can, mate.
Cool.
Yeah, you're agile
Yeah.
enough.
Cool. So, yeah, going to move in
Yeah.
with my pal Damian, and
Yeah.
I'm going to use my assassinate ability, and I will be using divine smite. I'll get advantage hit.
Yep, and an automatic crit.
So, automatic crit. 24.
Come on, dude.
24. Right, so this is a crit. So let's work this out then. So that's 2d4.
Yeah.
You
Roll that first.
well, no, do it all together, mate. Do it. You want to populate your whole screen with dice. Let's do this properly,
All right,
mate. Because this.
Okay,
So it's
okay.
2d4. Your sneak attack is 4d6.
5d6 now, isn't it?
Attack is 4d6, mate.
So it's 8d6. Yeah, and then your smite is she is humanoid. So you do notice as you're cracking this whip, she is flesh and blood. She's not fiend, fey, or anything else. She is human. Of such, divine smite now does 2d8, doubled for the crit as 4d8. If that's right, gents, are we happy with that?
So
That's
40.
per spell level then, isn't it? So it's good, is it?
Yeah, but you've only got first level spells, haven't you?
Is it just first level?
Yeah,
Second
because you've only
level.
got level 2 paladin.
You've only
Alright.
got 2 levels of Paladin. It'll only be a first level.
Dude,
Okay.
it's still 48 with 8d6 and 2d4 plus your modifier on top. That's
What's your modifier for your dagger damage?
+7.
Right, so 2d4, 8d6,
Hold on.
4d8 plus 7, please.
8d6.
D&D Beyond is just broke.
This is going to take ages to load. Mine. It's a lot of dice.
I think she needs to say goodnight. 46 damage.
Plus
Jesus
7 on
46.
top.
Plus 7, so
53.
it's about 13, 50.
3.
She's not dead.
Kid out.
Okie doke.
It's a shame, mate. She's not dead.
Bonus action.
Come on, bonus action, something. Just something.
Yeah, bonus action short sword. Attack.
Bonus action, kick her in the fanny.
Kick her in the gun. 15.
15 is just what you need to hit her.
Ooh,
She's a frail old lady. Well, kind of a frail old lady.
4.
Mate. I have a feeling you don't even get the +2 on that somehow. Because it's offhand, isn't it? But anyway. So she's not dead. That's a shame. But so this takes us to, well, I mean, I'm saying that this takes us to normal combat now. As you've basically taken this old lady down with whip slashes, with dagger slashes, with your short sword, and she's now red from her own blood as well as whatever this other blood is. As she'll look you over, and you can see fear in her eyes, and she'll say, I must protect my baby Strahd. And she looks as if she's about to fight back as Damian on an official round 1 acts next.
Fuck her up, Damo.
Damian's going to look at her and he's going to say, I'm about to do the same to you as I'm going to do to him, as he's going to crack the blood whip straight at her face. Oh, it's only a 14. I'm going to use my last superiority dice to make it a 15.
15 hits, as you know.
To do 13 points of damage.
So just to confirm, you can use your superiority dice to add to hit as well as damage.
Yeah, so the exact thing on the superiority dice is you can use them to add to a hit, add to damage, or you can add them to certain group of saving throws.
Cool. So this, if anyone is watching, which I'm sure no one is, this is the old UA monster hunter for the fighter, if I'm correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So how would you like to kill her?
And as he says that, he's just going to crack the whip straight in her face, and then he's going to snag out her eye and drag it to the floor.
Nice. And she crumples. You can see now it what looks like an ancient little old lady just collapsed to the floor, covered in her own blood and the blood of some other creature, as there's just silence and the mist of the marshes.
Could you imagine if a bystander watched that? These 2 young lads just jump off walls and just bang, 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 some old bird.
These Asbos, they're getting worse.
You'd at the very least request context, wouldn't you? Okay, so what do we want to do now then, gentlemen?
Well, Brungrik's
Does she have anything
completely
of
unaware of what's gone on, so he comes charging through the wall, shield first. Like, bro, ready for a fight. Oh. Oh.
Work it. So yeah, you see this little old lady. You see just in time for Damian to snag her eye out of her face and
I think Damian had turned around to Brungrik and say, she mentioned something about Strahd being her baby. And then at that kind of point in time, I think he'd also step closer and he'd almost where she's crumpled on the floor, he'd almost use his boot to kind of turn her back onto her back so he can have a better look at her, see if she's got anything kind of obvious items around her or anything that might indicate.
Okay. She is stark bollock naked. As you flip her over, her eye flicks open. Just the left eye flicks open, and her last words that she does pass. It kills them. And you can hear from the northeast, thump, thump, as something seems to be approaching through the mist.
Sorry, Dave. What did you say? What did she say? As
Oh, she said kill them in a haggy
That's what I
voice.
thought. I didn't quite catch it.
No, Discord likes to ruin my moment. Well,
Yeah.
Discord or Mark likes to ruin my moment.
Always at the ready.
So, as you all gather out of the mists, so I'm going to get the mist area is around here. You can see what appears to be. In fact, I'm going to get a picture of this. Got one.
It's like The Witcher.
There you go.
I'm sure you've all seen The Witcher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Baba Yaga's hut.
Baba Yaga's hut.
That's cool,
Which
though,
I
because
believe,
like, Baba Yaga's hut's normally got chicken legs.
Yeah. Baba Yaga's hut, I believe that Baba Yaga's hut became before Witcher. And then the Witcher did it, and then...
yeah,
this is...
I know he borrowed, the author borrowed from a lot of myth and legend.
Yeah, because it's like a Slavic myth, isn't it? Baba Yaga.
Baba Yaga and all that, yeah.
This is Baba Lysaga's hut. Let's do it there. And what I'm going to ask for, gentlemen, is when I get rid of all of that, is a fresh roll for initiative, please. I can't believe you killed my main baddie of the night by assassinating her with. Well done, Johnson. That was some superb.
That was
rolling.
I'm still stuck on the hut, Dave.
Yeah, I am as well.
Oh, sorry, go sec.
There we go.
Well, after our last experience with the hag, Dave, what could you expect?
I rolled initiative. I rolled a 2 on my initiative on the last one, and I've just rolled a 1 on my initiative on this one.
Ooh.
That's rough.
Okay, so Reman is going to be first to react to this hut coming near you. He is going to cast a firebolt. Not sure of how tough this thing is or what to do. And the fact that the Dungeon Master's in control. So 16 is exactly... Well, there you go. If nothing else, Reman's done this for you. 16 is exactly what the firebolt needed to roll to hit. And done 8 damage. Let me just double check the stat block because I was busy with the kids all day today. Yep. Okay. What did I say? 8 damage. Okay. Nope. Damage. 8. So that's Reman's turn. He's going to hold ground. He's not going to move. Mr. Johnson, Valkyn's turn.
He's going to move a little bit. He's moved his 30 feet there. I'll reach it with a crossbow bolt from there.
It's 70 feet from you.
Using the crossbow. It's 120 feet. It's fine. Yeah, so rinse and repeat. I can use assassinate again, can't because he's not taking his turn in action.
No, because it's not surprised.
Oh.
I think it is if you haven't took a turn.
Well, it specifically says if it's surprised, I believe. Because I did reread it.
Where's my assassinate? I have advantage on it, but not.
Yeah.
Crit.
You get the crit hit.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So yeah, I'll take the assassinator with my crossbow bolt with the advantage, and then
Yeah.
It's a 24 to hit and I'm going to use my Searing Smite.
Can't. That's for. Oh, actually, can you? Does it say melee
Searing
hit?
Smite, Divine Smite. Oh yeah, sorry. Bye. I'll just use my sneak attack then.
Yeah.
Fine, please.
Nice.
22.
Yeah.
Okay. Hold on.
Yeah, bonus action dash just slightly out of range, I think.
Sure. Yeah, put yourself where you want. Takes us to Barwolf then.
Right. I will bonus action right at the flame.
Mm-hmm.
I take 3 damage. I'm gonna have a shot with my long bow. I'm gonna declare sharpshooter with that as well, Dave, please.
Sure.
So 19, 14 is not gonna hit, is it?
No, I'm afraid not.
No. So I'll have another shot. So 15. 15 doesn't hit either, does it?
No, it's a 16 you need.
Okay, so I'm going to action surge if that's all right.
Sure.
And then we'll have a go again. Again, I'll just sharpshooter again.
Yeah.
That misses. Jesus Christ.
Oh, it does. Yeah, it's -5. 13.
Yeah. Okay, do it again. Oh my god.
Oh,
Natural
no.
1. Hey, it's not your
Jesus.
night, is it?
No, definitely not. In that case, then I'll kind of go to the wall here, just so I'm back a little bit, and I'll go and sulk in the corner.
Damian.
So Damian's gonna step back over here. Has he? Would you say he's got line of sight on it from there?
Yeah.
If he came across a little bit more like that, maybe.
Yeah.
Just because of what it is, I've got a crossbow light that has 80 feet of range on it, so I potentially might be able to take a shot at it at disadvantage. Actually, I'll move so I can make my shot at like normal on it, and then because I can then move back to where I kind of wanted to go.
Okay.
Anyway, because I've got enough. Oh, it's like 100 feet further away than I anticipated. So if I move straight up from where I was, that's like
Yeah. It's fine.
15 feet, I think. 25 feet. So I've still got 15 feet of movement, and then I'm going to take a shot at it.
Mm-hmm.
It's 22 to hit
Yeah, hits.
for 13 points of damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to move 15 feet back.
So you get 2 shots.
I can't because it's a crossbow because I have to load it.
Okay. Let's turn. So I'm gonna have to do this. Let's see. Okay. Okay, yeah, okay, right. What's going to happen then? This hut, like as the feet go down into the murk and the mud, and it's squelching towards you, but it's still reverberating as it's pounding towards you. As it gets closer, you'll notice that one of the roots takes longer to come up as it shoots into the ground. And the root shoots up next to Damian and swings to hit from 60 feet away. Just double check I'm honest at that. Yeah, you're 50 feet away. So the root is going to attack Damian with 25 to hit.
25 is going to hit. However, does it count as an aberration, celestial, elemental, fae, fiend, or undead?
No.
Oh man, that sucks.
House.
It's no. So shall I roll my damage?
It's moving house. Oh yeah, of course.
Ooh, that's 31 points of bludgeoning damage.
God damn.
Bloody hell. I need to roll concentration as well.
What the hell?
Hang
As
on,
a
because haven't you got protection from good or evil?
Yeah.
Is it classed as evil?
well, no, because
Yeah, but
that's
it has to
celestial,
be.
fiend, fae.
Okay.
Aberration, celestials, elementals, fae, fiend, or undead.
Yeah, it's a construct. You would have figured out from this. As it's shooting these roots into the ground, and it's going to do this twice more, shoot 2 more roots towards Damian. You notice a green glow coming from inside, a familiar green glow. So second root is 29 to hit.
Hit.
34 points of damage.
Jesus.
Final root is 25 to hit.
That's gonna hit.
That's 43 points of damage.
Damian goes down.
Damian
Okay.
down. Brungrik.
Yeah. So Brungrik's going to move in front of Damian's down body. First, I need it to cast. Oh no. Yeah. Do a dex save for me, please, Dave.
Okay. It's a very slow, cumbersome construct. Rolls 2 on his dexterity save.
Perfect. He's going to take 9d6 with a 5 damage from a fireball. 26 points of fire damage.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, screw it. Bonus action. Summon my spiritual weapon. No, I can't because I've done a spell, haven't I?
Yeah.
That'll be my turn, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Reman's up. Unfortunately, the Dungeon Master's controlling Reman, so he's going to firebolt it.
What about fireball?
19 points of damage.
Definitely with fireball.
And then Reman's going to run away. So 5, 10. Yeah, he's going to move further back into the Burgomaster's mansion. Valkyn's turn. Andy, your turn.
Sorry, mate. Where are we at? Right. Trying to measure out which movement I got. I can't make it to that wall. Can dash as an action, can't it? It's have to be a bonus action.
You can bonus action dash because you're a rogue.
I know, but I want to action dash and bonus action hide.
Okay.
What
Yeah, you can do
plan
that.
is. Yeah. So yeah, bonus action dash to around here, and then bonus action hide.
Okay.
End of turn. I'll roll my stealth.
Yeah.
That'll be another nat 20.
Jesus.
Yeah. 32, mate. 32. Okay. Barwolf.
Oh. I'm gonna have another shot with my bow, please, Dave.
Okay, come on, mate. You could do
You
it.
can do it. I'll do sharpshooter again, just for shits and giggles, because I feel
Okay.
him. That...
If I'm honest with you, mate, from that position, you're kind of shooting over a wall.
Oh,
If
okay.
you're with
So I
me.
can negate 3/4 cover. My
Go on then.
sharpshooter.
Yeah. No, that's fine. So where are we?
22, basically. Does that hit?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
So it's 17 points of damage.
Nice.
4 fire damage, and I'm
Better.
also on that shot. It's going to be. Hang on, where is it? I can move. Where are you? Grasping arrow. So it's going to take an extra 2d6 poison damage. I don't know if it's resistant to poison or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Immune, not resistant.
Or immune, not resistant. So what does that mean?
None.
0.
No damage.
Yeah.
Okay. But its speed's still reduced by 10 feet. And it's now surrounded by brambles, so the first time it moves 1 foot or more, it takes 2d6 slashing damage. Brambles last for a minute,
Sure.
and the only way it can get out of them is using an athletics check.
Okay.
So I'm going to have another attack with my longbow as well. Again, sharpshooter.
Yeah.
I want to see this house to a Cirque du Soleil to get out of these
20.
brambles.
20 hits.
So that's 24 plus 6.
Wow.
So 30 points of damage.
From
No, that's
one
me.
arrow. Nice one, mate. That's made up for quite a bit, isn't it?
Yeah.
Max damage there, wouldn't it, dude?
Yeah.
Right, Jake, if you'd make your death saving throw to me, please.
What were it, let me? Oh, that's why it's been a sausage.
I didn't realise Mark had joined us.
Is he having that a bad influence on you all? Right. So what you guys have seen now is, as you've seen it hundreds of times before, you can barely make him out yourself as Damian blends into the shadows. You see 3 roots shoot up next to Valkyn and attack Mr. Johnson.
I'm hidden, aren't I?
Nope. All I'm going to suggest to you at this point is this creature doesn't have eyes. It has a feature known as blind sight, and its sense is blind sight 120 feet.
Oh, dear.
Doesn't rely on sight. So,
Amazing.
first route, Mr. Johnson. Oh, that's a natural 20. Yeah,
Can he dodge it? Whatever.
this might not be 3 routes, it might just be 1. That's 52 points of damage.
And can he dodge it?
26 points of damage.
hold on. Ugh,
Second attack.
badly.
Right, that was just on the verge of being a natural 20, but I've rolled a 14 for a 26 to hit.
Yeah.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
But a
Ain't no way
29 points of damage.
Lord.
What in the
Hello?
curse of Strahd is going on?
That's a natural 1.
Yes.
Oh, thank fuck for that.
Brungrik.
I'm not looking pretty though.
So Brungrik leans down, grabs Damian by the shoulder, and heals him for. Oh shit, where's it gone? Sorry, lost it. There it is. 12 points of healing on a 3rd level cure light wounds. I rolled a 1, a 2, and a bloody 3. You can't make that shit up.
Oh shit.
Good job,
And
you
then
got 22 wisdom, mate.
I know. And then as Damian's eyes open, he'll go, "Fight and retreat, lad. Get out of here." As he puffs it, his full 25 feet of movement.
Okay. Takes us to Reman. Guess what Reman's going to do?
That's the fireball.
Fireball.
It's a natural 20 firebolt. If that's any consolation
Oh,
to you.
No.
Jesus. And Reman is going to continue to run further away. Valkyn.
Alright. Do or die. He's going to bonus action dash towards Hooth.
Okay, so as you're dashing towards this house, you can see that. Hold up! No! Don't, Johnson! Don't go there yet. The doorway is open, and inside you can see various features. You can see there's a chest in there. Bear with. I'll give you the hut interior. The hut is 15 feet on a side and packed with old furniture, including a wooden cot, a wicker cabinet, a slender wardrobe, a wooden table, a stool, a barrel-topped wooden chest reinforced with brass bands, and an iron tub stained with blood. In the middle of a room is a ghastly wooden crib with a small angelic child sitting in it. All the furnishings except the crib are bolted to the floor. Beneath the crib, green light seeps through the cracks between the rotting floorboards.
Can I smash through the crib to get to this green light?
Sure. So you're gonna have you got enough movement to enter the building? To go like five more feet.
Let me just check where it was. Yeah, it was only 35 feet to get to there, so yeah.
Okay, right. So
I bonus action dashed.
okay. Yeah. So what you can see is that they are rotting floorboards, and you can see there's a cavity that's 3 feet deep. And it has this green glow of the gems that you've seen before from the Wizard of Wine's winery.
Mm-hmm.
But it's underneath the floorboards.
Right, can I smash through the floorboards? The rotten, I suppose.
Yeah.
So not to put words in your mouth, eh?
This is where. Right. Okay. Let me just find the actual. Okay. So you're going to smash through.
Hmm.
What with?
What have we got? Blunt objects have we got? It would just be with my short sword.
With your short sword. So smash
Yeah.
through or prize up.
Eyes up.
Prize up.
Yeah,
So
because
make
yeah.
a strength check for me.
Damn.
This is your action, by the way, dude.
Mm.
Yeah, no, you can't get it. You can't prize it up. It's as it's moving, it's knocking you from side to side. That is where I think I'm going to have to leave your turn for now, though, dude.
Okay.
Okay. Barwolf.
Rinse and repeat, I think.
Sure.
15 misses, doesn't it?
Deals.
Eleven misses as well, definitely.
Mate, you're having an Argus turn.
I am.
Well, I just know you because you get 2 attacks.
Yeah, there's nothing else I can really do other than probably just move back a little bit further.
Sure. Damian.
So Damian heard Brungrik's words and says, I hear you, my old friend. However, can't leave a brother behind. And Sin Valkyn dash towards the hut, and he's gonna bonus action Step of the Wind.
Okay.
And then dive into the hut because he's got 80. Well, he gets like 80 feet of movement with Step of the Wind.
Yeah.
So it takes him 55 feet to be inside.
Mm-hmm.
And then he'll be. I mean, can I talk to Valkyn? Can I say what have you seen?
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Valkyn will say it's a gem. I think it's a gem. Beneath. Grab it, we go.
So can Damian try and break the floorboard? So I think potentially he'd go for he can't use the Sun Sword at the moment because it takes a bonus action to activate it. So he doesn't think the whip's going to be particularly effective against it. So he'd just probably try and make an unarmed strike against it.
Well, you're a monk, mate, so that's yeah, go for it.
What's a 20 to hit?
Okay, roll your damage.
It's 6 points of damage.
Okay, you're making headway through it. You're starting to crack the wood, but it's not broken.
Oh shit! I used my bonus action. So I'm just going to go for another unarmed strike. So that's 27 points of damage.
Yeah.
For another 7 points of damage.
Smashing. So you break enough of the floorboards away, sort of punching through. Perhaps you break 2 or 3, so you can see now inside this 3 feet gap is a green gem that you've seen before and know what it does. That, I believe, is your turn, though.
Yeah, because I think it'd be
attacks.
another action to try and reach it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that takes us to the hut. The hut now has 2 viable targets. So what I'm going to get Mr. Johnson, your top left. I'm going to get you to roll a D4. 1 or 2 is Brungrik. 3 or 4 is Barwolf.
3.
It's Barwolf. So it is going to move, Lou. So your thing triggers
2d6 damage. Slashing. 9. Its movement speed's reduced by 10, remember?
Oh, okay, right. So it's because it's map tools is being awkward with me. So it's that. Okay. So you're out of range. Oh, sorry, 9 damage. Let me do that first. Damage 9. You two guys are inside it. Oh, balls, hold up. So you two are inside it. It is the roots you can see. Replace one of these with a root attack. Okay, these roots, you can sort of see them, like sort of one appear 15 feet away from Barwolf, and then one 10 feet away from Barwolf. As you're out of range of it. So what it does, the third root pulls up a massive chunk of earth and throws that at you instead. And that is 28 to hit Barwolf.
Well, that's obviously going to hit, isn't it?
Yeah. This sodden mass of earth hits you for 20 points of bludgeoning damage.
Nice.
That is its turn, though. Takes us to Brungrik.
So Brungrik, now seeing that everyone's been a twat, he's going to run after Damian. It's full 25 feet, and then he's going to throw, a guiding bolt at it.
Okay, go for it.
For 20.
20 hits. 10.
Oh my god. That was at 3rd level. Look at all those
Doesn't matter.
ones.
You still hit it though. And we guiding bolt, that's important.
Jake, I've rolled 66 and rolled 5 ones.
Fucking hell.
5 ones and a 6. Yeah, I can confirm.
I'd have been happy
Just
with 6 threes.
It just essentially said that it's a taking part that counts.
Yeah. Thanks for being here, Brungrik.
So that takes us to Reman. Reman's now no longer in a position where he's able to target it. He's going to continue to run, mostly because the Dungeon Master's in charge of Reman. Valkyn, your turn. So what you've got now is this 3-foot drop with this gem sat beneath. What do you want to do?
What's when I'm looking at the gem, is it sort of attached to anything? Is it easily accessible if I was to go down this 3-foot drop?
The 3-foot drop itself is not big enough to fit down. It's sort of like a chute stretching down 3 feet, slightly wider at the top, but then there's a chute, and the gem itself is just sort of rolling around on the inside, hitting the various sides, just enough space for you to put your arm down if you choose.
Yeah, I'm going to grab it.
Okay, get it.
Dexterity saving throw, please.
27.
Nice. You wrap your fingers around the gem, and as you start to pull it out, you just see what looks like teeth about to descend into your flesh as you pull your arm out, and it shunk, and you manage to get your arm out in time as the whole building starts sort of, the last root goes down and it stops moving as it's disabled.
He's going to turn to Damo and he's going to chest bump him.
Seems fair.
It counts as one.
Okay. Congratulations, you've successfully destroyed Babala Saga and Babala Saga's creeping hut.
Bloody creeping hut was the worst one.
Yeah. What you say that, mate? I'd got a couple of scenarios in my head where if she was nasty.
I don't doubt it.
Yeah. I'm not going to tell you the details. I'll, like I say, when you've completed the campaign, I'll enable the share on Curse of Strahd so you can read how nasty she is. But yeah, she's
tell
nasty.
you, she's a nasty piece of shit.
So, inside, where are we? 20 minutes. Inside the hut now, you can see this crypt. Not crypt. This cot, and the cot inside has this sort of angelic baby inside. That's for some reason reminds you of Strahd. But as you notice this crypt, it reveals itself to be an illusion. And as you're aware that Baba Lysaga is taking her final breath, if I sort of ham it up a little bit, the illusion disappears. So you very much get the impression that she saw herself as a mother figure to Strahd for some reason.
Can we kind of search through the rest of the hut?
Yeah, absolutely. Now this is because I'm not gonna. I'll tell you what I'll do. I will ask for the person with the best investigation. Or no, if Damian was doing it, roll investigation for me, please. Because you're inside still, aren't you?
Oh, that's a 20.
Okay, yeah. On the wooden chest, you notice a glyph, and you know it to be a glyph of warding. Which you will be able to bypass. You'll be able to take the chest outside, possibly open it with a mage hand and set it off, or you've spotted it, so it's not going to fire away. According to the campaign, there's supposed to be 4 crawling claws inside there, which will take you seconds to destroy. So I'm not even gonna bother with those. Inside this chest is a small cache of treasure. Let me just double check. Yep. So if you wish to make a list of this, with Reman's help to identify this, there is a pouch containing 1,300 gold pieces. There are 500 gold piece gemstones. There is a vial containing... Sorry, go on.
What was the pen in the pouch? Sorry.
1,300 gold pieces.
That's it, yeah. Got the other bit.
5 gemstones worth 500 gold. There's a vial containing a magical oil of sharpness. There's 2 spell scrolls looking at you here. Mass Cure Wounds and Revivify. Of note, Revivify scroll doesn't need material components.
Nice.
There's a quiver containing 10 +1 arrows. Looking at you there, Mr. Bowler.
Yep.
There's a set of pipes of haunting. I don't know if you'd use those. And there is a stone of good luck.
What does that do?
I'd have to look that up myself. I believe it's similar to the halfling. Stone of good luck, Luckstone.
Can I take the oil of sharpness?
Absolutely, mate.
+1 bonus to ability checks and saving throws while it's on your person.
Yeah, so it does require attunement. So whoever's taking that, as long as you're attuned to it on D&D Beyond, that'll take into account ability checks and saving throws. Yeah, so it's not the offling thing.
Can I take it?
I don't think we can use the pipes of haunting.
No, I think it's the bar thing in.
Yeah, it causes. You have to be proficient proficient with wind instruments to use it, and it causes frightened for 1 minute. It has 3 charges.
Yeah, so that I mean, the other thing that Curse of Strahd is very good at is it's very stingy with magic items. It's not very often you've come across a cache of magic items, but you've managed to find one here.
Oh yeah, that oil of sharpness will be well handy
Mm.
for you, Andy. It's a +3
Yeah.
both attack and damage rolls.
Yeah. I was just reading it, mate. The stabby person of the party. It's quite good for me.
Yes. So because we're getting close to 10:30. So you're on day 5 of 15. You cutting across land. You're now south of Argynvost Holt. That would make it the obvious next point for you to go to. It's across land. You're out of the frozen wastes now. So it's easy half a day's journey to get to Argynvost from here. You believe you've potentially, as a rough estimate, guess that you've saved at least 6 days travel. Cutting.
Holy shit.
Yeah. No, you did. You did really well. I mean, even it started out badly. If you were going to roll less than 10, I was going to turn you around. You took the risk, and you sequentially rolled higher survival checks every time. So, fair play. The gamble paid off. Yeah, you're in a position where if you wanted to get to Castle Ravenloft in a rush now, it would take you 5 days. Rushing. Yeah, 5 days. So 5 days. So that's 10.
But we could potentially get to Argynvost Holt by the end of today.
Yes.
Didn't we take a long rest then do this? So we could potentially get to Argynvost Holt by the end of today, deal with that, and then we'd still have 9 days to get to Ravenloft. Have I worked that out right?
I mean, Damian would be of the opinion that we're going to need to rest after this fight because took some big hits.
Yeah, not looking good.
And the other thing is, Dave, just for context, because you've mentioned about there was this like visage of like a Strahd, like a baby. Is there kind of anything in the hut that would indicate as to why she thought he was, or is this his mum? Like, is there something to suggest that like as rummaging through?
No, and no, unfortunately not. No, the bath is full of outside the hut. You have a recce around the whole area. You do see some things of significance. You see some slaughtered goats. You believe the goats were bled into the bath, so she's bathed in goat's blood. If you're going to roll a high enough DC, Lewis, I would have told you it was goat's blood, but it was going to be 20 plus. Anything that would have been written down, this grotty old woman has not looked after herself, never mind anything else. So there's no literature to suggest her background. You do see a statue in the village that's a spitting image of Irina, and she's kneeling down almost as in supplication, and it's a hard spot because it's so worn and rugged, and the epitaph below the statue reads "Taken by the mists," and it identifies her as Marina. But this is the spitting image of Irina. You do poke around, but there's nothing else of any significance. If I'm honest with you, the scarecrows do animate, but similarly, as I've stopped doing random encounters for you, you'd kill them. They do have a fear effect, but you take them one at a time. You'd absolutely annihilate them. It's this is the point. If you were playing an old TSR role-play game, one of the old ones, it'd say, "Do you want to fight or do you want to instantly kill?" Yeah, instantly. Yeah. So if you're happy, that's kind of the conclusion. That's as much as I can tell you in terms of Berez.
That's another side quest done.
Well, I'll give you the option before because you're on day 5 and it's still early. Would you have enough healing magic or short rest, bearing in mind that you've had lots of long rests, to be able to continue on without a long rest?
For short rest, like I
Hold up, Discord's doing a thing.
could.
No, it's just Jake, I think.
Was it?
Breaking up.
Uh, hello.
Hello. Hello there.
Hello.
We can hear you, mate.
Oh, that's all right. I thought I'd gone. So I can second wind, which would give me a D10 plus 5 hit points. So I can do that, and then plus whatever I can get back from a short rest. So
Saying then
it's not
I
bad.
could
So I've got
potentially top you
13
up with
hit
some
points
magic.
back. So heal. And then we've potentially got time to long rest in between now and coming across Strahd anyway to recoup short
Easily,
rest
yeah.
hit points anyway. So
I'm
Yeah,
just
so
thinking,
we-
rather
I'm
than
gonna
lose
stop.
this day, we could get to Argynvost within this day, knock that one out, or whatever we want to do there, and then rest.
What I'll suggest to you, because it's nice when I'm in charge of player characters. Yeah, so you take your short rest. It's an hour. Get to Argynvost. We'll start and I'm quite confident that we'll make very decent headway through Argynvost next session. Then you've got the choice. You can head west if you particularly wanted to either visit Kresk or Wizard of Wine's Winery. To be honest, with what Jake you've said for Damian so far this session, I'm guessing you wouldn't want to do that. You'd want to head east, pass through after Argynvost, pass through Vallaki and get to Castle Ravenloft.
Yeah, Damian doesn't see the point in delaying any further. Like if we've done something more than we intended to do anyway, we've beat the hag, which is weak and Strahd. We want to get back to Irina so that we can bring it to safety.
Am I right in thinking the inn in Vallaki is related to the Wizard of Wine's Winery?
Correct.
So if we take the gemstones to them to transport back to the wizards, that's one task we don't need to do then, isn't it?
Very good, Sam, as ever. So what we'll do is we're on day 5. I'm happy for you to continue on day 5 with after your short rest for your exploits around Argynvost Holt, then continue past Vallaki. If you remember, you left Vallaki in ruins. It was literally burning when you left it.
Because someone who will not be named picked a fight.
At least he didn't
Who was
open any
that?
doors.
Well, he didn't that time, that's true.
Who's that?
So
Look, it deserved to die.
let me wrap this up and I'll turn the recording off by saying that if you are watching this, please do like and subscribe. We're up to 47 whole people in the world that apparently subscribe to the YouTube channel. It is appreciated if you are watching. The next game is going to be Avernus. Mr. Johnson, apologies, you're not playing that one. That's going to be the 8th. So Monday the 8th for Descent into